will say that Dead of the Night is absolute garbage. Now, there is two sides to Dead of the Night, I feel. There is one side of people that absolutely hate this map and wish it was never in existence, but the other side is full of people that actually enjoy this map, and I am one of those people. I think Dead of the Night is not as bad as people say it is. Dead of the Night is a pretty good map with a pretty simple Easter egg. That's probably one of the easier ones on Black Ops 4. You just need to get, and once you do it one time, you will be able to do it pretty simply next time. So this map is pretty fun. You should definitely give it a try after watching this video, if you have the chance. So let's go hop into the map layout. Now, Dead of the Night's map layout is actually not that bad at all, but what this map is pretty much divided into four parts, I would say. We have the mansion, we have, which is full of a bunch of rooms. We have the graveyard, which is full of the mausoleum and a bunch of side Easter eggs over there. And we have the greenhouse plant and, area over there with, like, the laboratory greenhouse area. And we also have the forest Pack-a-Punch area, which obviously contains Pack-a-Punch. Now, this map layout is, it's pretty good, actually. Now, I don't find myself running too much in this map, and, I don't think you really need shortcuts in this map. And if you do, if you want to go to the graveyard, to the mausoleum, if you want to go to the mausoleum, to the greenhouse, you can use a portal to do that, but this map atmosphere is absolutely fantastic. You are in a ginormous mansion, and it's supposed to feel like it's a Halloween place because you have werewolves, vampires, zombies, and all that good stuff. Really not too much to say about this, the map layout. There is, I think there's randomized perks that spawn in random places, but, that's good. But let's go and hop into the gameplay itself. Now, before we get into the Wonder Weapon and boss zombies, I think it's a good point to talk about Pack-a-Punch first. So Pack-a-Punch is gotten by collecting some skulls, collecting a few souls into like a little crystal, which is found by breaking a vase. And then you can look inside of it, and you'll get one of three things. Either a picture or something like that, an item, a clock, or a perk statue. Now, I find the item one the most hard because there is so many locations you can get for this. You can get a box at some point. So yeah, but I got a painting, and what you have to do for the painting one is you have to interact with whatever item you had, and then a ghost lady will pop out, and you have to escort her to wherever she goes. You have to follow her and escort her to wherever she goes, and then you'll get one tuning fork. Now, the other tuning forks are pretty easy. That one's probably the hardest one because there's so many locations and things you can get that is pretty hard without looking at a guide. And if you play this map once or 3 times, you probably will need to look up a guide for Pack-a-Punch. But the clocks is pretty easy. All you need to do is just check 3 clock locations and then interact with that. Do a little lockdown inside a little clock circle. And then the perk statue one is pretty weird. And has one of the most annoying things in Call of Duty Zombies history. But you have to go near this little area, and a bunch of Nosferatu's vampires will start spawning in, and it will be attacking you and stopping your regeneration. But after you kill a bunch of these guys, you will get the 3rd and final tuning fork, and then you just need to put this tuning fork inside of this giant weird thing blocking the forest gates, and then that is Pack-a-Punch enabled. So let's go and talk about one boss zombie that I don't think is too bad. So we have the ginormous werewolves, which honestly look sick, and they fit the aesthetic very well because you're in a forest, werewolves, and it's a full moon. And these things are needed to get the Wonder Weapon, and you're going to be facing up against these guys a lot if you're doing the Easter egg. But if you're doing high rounds, then they will only appear once every 5 or honestly maybe even 10 rounds. These things do not appear that often, and they actually take over the Blightfather's role. There's no Blightfathers on this map because of how many things there are. We also have the Nosferatus, which are vampires that will which will make your screen go weird, and you will not be able to regenerate health whenever this effect is on you. These things are pretty fast, and they can lunge at you. And there isn't a special type of Nosferatu called the Red Nosferatu, and these things are appeared if you want the Alistair's Annihilator. And these things will literally grab onto your camera thing, and they will bite you. And these things are pretty much just the stronger variants of the Nosferatus, but these guys aren't too bad either. but they do start to appear during rounds. So these things might be an issue, but they're pretty easy to take down with the Aleister's Annihilator. So these boss zombies are pretty annoying, particularly the Nosferatus. These things appear like 17 times around. These things are so annoying, and they look like little pickle jerks, okay? Let's go ahead and talk about the Aleister's Folly, or the Aleister's Annihilator. And this weapon is one of the better wonder weapons in this game. And this thing is pretty much like the equivalent of the ray gun. So this thing is obtained by finding 4 symbols around the map, putting it into a little thing, and then claiming it. This thing doesn't do anything too special when it's a base variant. It just shoots a green gob of stuff, splash, and it does not damage you, I don't believe. So it's better than the ray gun, but this thing does kill zombies, and it is pretty fun to use. It's like a Sliquifier, like mini version, like with the little squishy sound effect. You can actually upgrade this by getting werewolf stuff, and also getting a part behind a secret bookshelf. And you can then claim the Chaos Theory, which is a upgraded version of the Aleister's Annihilator. The Aleister's Folly does the exact same thing, but it actually has a charge and can do 2 things: shoot tornadoes, which is needed for the upgrade, or shoot a brain rot-like effect, where when you shoot it and zombies walk into it, they will become like zombie blooded, and they will not pay attention to you, and they will eventually die. So both these effects are pretty useful, and they are needed for the upgrade. Now, once you find something inside the forest underneath like a patch of dirt of mushrooms, claim that part, kill a Nosferatus that's flying around the sky like a bat, and then once you kill the red Nosferatu, you will then be able to claim the Aleister's Annihilator, which has a scope on it, and it also has way more cooler charge shots. It has a fire charge shot, which is needed for the Easter egg, a charge shot that will turn them into babies and will just disappear, and one that wait, is that all of them? I think that's the other 2 that we have, but it also keeps the brain rot and tornado effect, so it's very, very good indeed. And it can still do the single splash effect, so that's very, very good. This wonder weapon's pretty cool, and I find it not too hard to upgrade at all, actually. You just need to progress through the rounds. But there is one thing that Dead Knight has to get some criticism for. The marketing for this map was the worst marketing of any Zombies map of all time. This had no gameplay trailer. The only thing that was out that promoted this map was literally the beginning cutscene, which no one cared about because no one was paying attention to this. No one knew that DLC 1 was coming out for Black Ops 4, thus it did not get that many plays on day 1 at all because no one even knew this map existed, and when they came out they were like, oh, I didn't know that existed. I don't care. Like, why the marketing? But I guess I think it's pretty well known now at this point. Unless you just joined or something. Now, BO4 is known as having collectathon maps, but people like to criticize this map for having way too many spawn locations. And I agree, I did actually forget the spawns of one part. But there are about, let's see here, 6 items needed for silver bullets, which is better to kill werewolves with, and makes it way more powerful of a gun with silver bullets. But you have to collect 6 parts, and each of them having 3 part locations. That means that's gonna have to go around 18 part locations. Wait, so yeah, you gotta do 6 spawns and 6 parts, and each of one of them having 3 locations. That's going to be 18 spawn locations there for the silver bullets. And then you have the shield parts, and there's 3 of those, and then you got 9, and then 18 plus 9 is going to equal 27 spawn locations for the shield. And then you also have the Easter egg things. It's a lot, okay? And you need all this stuff for the Easter egg. So sure, it's a collectathon of a map, but that's kind of one of the bad parts about it. Let's go ahead and move on to the storyline Easter egg. I think that's pretty much all we have to talk about gameplay-wise, and let's get into the Easter egg. We continue in this chaos, or should I say, we start in the chaos storyline. So this is technically in the chronological storyline base. This is the first map of chaos, at least storyline-wise, but, it's not the first chaos map we've seen. But I mean, yeah, but we play as 4 brand new characters that we only play as in this map. Apparently, they're voiced by celebrities. I don't know what celebrities, and I don't really care, honestly, because these characters are annoying as heck. They're not even, they're literally not important at all. And after you play as them, you don't ever need to think of them ever again because they're not important characters at all. A cowboy, a lady woman, a annoying man. The only person I can at least somewhat like is Godfrey, just because I mean he's one of the evil characters and he's also just not annoying as the other people. I mean, oh yeah yeah and oh yeah yeah and oh yeah yeah yeah, you know, all the annoying voices. I don't like hearing them at all. But the Easter egg starts off with you after unlocking Pack-a-Punch, looking through all the crystals that you used to find Pack-a-Punch, and then you have to do 3 quests to get stones, okay? So the first one we'll say is the code and zodiac scratch step. So first, you have to do a little code at spawn where you have to do this, and as long as you know what you do and you've done this before, this step is easy as heck. Literally just turn the wheels until you get one code light up and then the other one, and after you do this cycle twice, you will have done this step. Very easy, and if you forget, just look up Mr. Waffle's guide and you will get through this very, very easily. And also, you have to go find, this is probably the most annoying step of the Easter egg, honestly, where you have to go find zodiac scratches and zodiac signs. So you have to go find these, and then once you find out which one has the least and which one has the most, you have to go input them in the teleporter. I mean, not the teleporter, the telescope. And then what you gotta do is just zap it with your electric shield, and then the moon will reveal itself, and then you have to do a lockdown inside the laboratory greenhouse area. Not too hard there, and then you'll be done with the first stone. I know I just said a lot very quickly, and I just skipped a lot of the important stuff, but that is literally just the hardest step. This is probably the hardest challenge, actually. All you gotta do is just, Zodiac and code and protect. Or not protect, but just defend. Yeah, that's the first one. So the next one is going to be the Wickerman structure one, where you have to look at your death, the day, and then you have to go to a Wickerman structure that you built, and then you have to do a little fire effect with Alistair's Annihilator, and then, which is a little neat step, you actually are going to enter Afterlife. And then, I had a little bit of trouble with this step. I thought it was time limited because, I don't know, but I couldn't find this ghost lady for a while, but I don't know if it's time limited because I spent forever in this Afterlife mode. But you gotta find a ghost lady, and then you just gotta escort her just like you did for the Pack-a-Punch step to the graveyard, and then, you will literally just have to interact with the stone and do another lockdown, this time in the graveyard. This is probably the easiest one because it's not only the quickest, but it's also, like, super simple and super easy to understand. Nothing complicated, nothing you have to literally look up a guide for. So yeah, it's just very, very simple step right here. The next one is going to be probably the most complicated, and this might take, I don't know which one is longer, the first one or the next one, but this one is going to require you to do some stuff. So you need the Alistair's Annihilator, and you need to find a trap part. You need to interact with the trap, and then you need to shoot it with your Alistair's Annihilator, run through it with your shield, and go ahead and bash some fireplaces with that blue fire. And then you need to do this with, like, I think 3 different fireplace spots against around the map, and then you need to collect a crystal from each fireplace that you zap. And that gameplay is actually not found, but when I mean not found, I did not record that part of me doing that, but I do have the crystals here. You have to go interact with a knight, and each knight that you interact with, you'll get a crystal, and then you need to bring these over to the forest and bring them over to a certain symbol. And then the knights will arise, and you need to fill them with souls until they reach the Pack-a-Punch machine, and then you need to just kill a werewolf in the center of the Pack-a-Punch area. And then you just need to do the third and final triangular stone lockdown step. This one is pretty tricky because of the amount of catalyst zombies there are in the tight space in the forest, but I think the catalyst zombies are actually the worst part about this lockdown part. And then this is ready for boss fight. So boss fight is literally one of the easier boss fights in the entire game mode, but all you need to do is bring him, and all you need to do is you just need to avoid the invisible werewolf somehow. Just move, don't stand still. And you need to bring him into a little green cubular area, and you need to do this by switching statues to point toward it. And then you need to lure the invisible werewolf to the spot where you can then see him, and then he will be stunned, and you have to shoot him. The Spitfire is doing work against this man. This man dies after 2 phases. So the first phase is just finished, and then you just have to kill zombies and stuff. And then the next phase is just the same thing, but a little bit harder. And once you do this twice with the Spitfire, will fully upgrade. This thing shreds. This will be the ending cutscene. You'll get a little quote, and this boss fight is cool and all, and I'm actually not sure what the boss arena is, but I kind of like the boss arena. But let's go. I'm just gonna go ahead and play the cutscene, and I'll get back to you guys. Beware, because if you guys want to see heads get chopped off, and then enjoy this cutscene.
Hey.
Good thing you're better at shooting than fortune telling. Now where's the bar? I worked up a powerful thirst.
Wait! Did you see that?
What now? What the hell does this mean?
It means you are not worthy. Witch! Braggart! Pompous ass! Ah, bastard! Ensure the prisoner completes his journey.
Where is my father? What have you done to Alistair Rhodes?
You are already too late. You cannot stop what is to come.
Where is my father? Godfrey, talk to me! Ah! Damn it!
Dearest Scarlet, if I have already fallen prey to the Order, these are the only people I trust to help you stop them.
Okay, Dad. Let's see what these friends of yours can do.
So yeah, Mr. Godfrey literally goes on a murdering spree and kills 3 people, and these fools are too foolish. Why would you set your gun down, you idiot cowboy? And why do you not know how to see people's heads get chopped off and take off your gun faster, Mr. Stupid, whatever the heck this guy is. But Godfrey literally goes insane and eventually gets killed by Scarlet. I don't know how the heck he killed 3 people in the same room, but he gets killed by Scarlet somehow. And then, yeah, as you can tell, it obviously takes place before Voyage of Despair, because she's not with the 3, Diego, Shaw, and Bruno yet, because his father got kidnapped. Or her father got kidnapped, and he's telling her who she should trust, and apparently he does not know who to trust because Bruno is evil. But that's going to transition into the final Chaos map, Ancient Evil, which is going to be next episode, so I hope you guys did enjoy this Easter egg. and stuff in Dead of the Night. That is why it's not that bad of a map personally. But if you guys enjoy this map analysis, please hit the like down below, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.